evening. You're now with me, Hendy Gui, for TVS Nightline. And here are the headlines for tonight. Sarawak Premier starts a 5-day working visit to Australia today, attending the ASEAN Business Forum and visiting Swinburne University of Technology campus. Following the successful Malaysia Games 2024 opening, Sarawak aims to host the 2027 SEA Games in Kuching, with a proposal already submitted to the Federal Cabinet. Malaysia has 31 suspected MPOX cases, 25 confirmed negative and 6 under monitoring, with the total confirmed cases steady at 9 since the first reported on July 26, 2023. Sarawak Premier Datuk Patinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tun Openg begins an official 5-day working visit to Melbourne and Sydney, Australia today. He will be attending the Australia ASEAN Business Forum as well as visiting the Swinburne University of Technology campus. For more details, we cross over to our on-site reporter in Melbourne, Radzi Ahmad. Over to you.
Thank you, Handy. We just had a lovely dinner with the Premier of Sarawak, Datuk Patinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tun Openg, at the Grand Hyatt Hotel here in Melbourne, along with the Sarawak government delegation that includes the Deputy Minister for Energy and Environmental Sustainability, Datuk Dr. Hazan Hibni, the Sarawak State Secretary, Datuk Amar Abu Bakar Marzuki, and the Chief Political Secretary to the Sarawak Premier, Fazruddin Abdul Rahman. They're all here for an official 5-day working visit to Melbourne and then to Sydney, Australia. Well, first of all, for tomorrow, ABANG JOHARI will lead the delegation to visit the Hawthorne Campus Showcase at the Swinburne University of Technology, where they'll be seeing the highly advanced Siemens Swinburne Energy Transition Hub, the Factory for the Future, and Swinburne's Space Technology and Industry Institute. And then ABANG JOHARI will be meeting with Swinburne's Vice-Chancellor, Professor Pascal Quester, and the meeting will also be joined by the Chairman of Swinburne Sarawak Board of Directors, Datuk Amar Jaul Samion. In the afternoon, ABANG JOHARI is scheduled to a meet and greet with Sarawakian students studying at the Hawthorne campus before departing for the Clayton precinct to go on a tour of the Swinburne CSIRO National Industry 4.0 Test Lab. Now, what is so special about the lab is that it is highly advanced, featuring fully digitally supported engineering and manufacturing solutions for parts, processes, and entire systems for automotive, aerospace production, and much more. And ABANG JOHARI will be looking to learning from that and replicating that in Sarawak for sure. Meanwhile, on Wednesday, ABANG JOHARI and the delegation will fly to Sydney to attend the Australia ASEAN Business Forum, and of course we'll be bringing you updates on that as well. But for now, that's all I have for you, Handy. We'll keep you updated on the Swinburne visit tomorrow on the channel and on social media, so be sure to stay tuned. With that, I'm Radzi Ahmad with videographer Aziz Soleh, Melbourne, Australia.
Muka will play host to this year's Maulidur Rasul celebration, set to take place from September 15 to 17. According to Sarawak Islamic Council MIS President Datuk Misnu Taha, the celebration will be graced by Sarawak Head of State Tun Pehin Sri Dr. Wan Junaidi Tuanku Jaafar and his wife, Tuan Puan Fauziah Muhammad Sanusi. The Maulidur Rasul celebration will commence with a Thanksgiving ceremony at Setia Raja Mosque on September 16, followed by a grand Maulidur Rasul procession at Dataran Pehin Setia Raja on September 17.
Jadi, the next day, 17 bulan perhimpunan. Dan setakat ini, kita bercadang menjemput 200 buah kontingen. Dan sambutan amat menggalakkan. Perhimpunan kita akan adakan di Padang Setia Raja, di Muka. Dan kita selepas perhimpunan ada ucapan amanat oleh Yang Amat Berhormat Premier kita. Lepas tu ada perakan, dan perakan di sekitar jalan sejauh 2.6 km melalui Bandar Muka.
Earlier, Ms. Nu paid a courtesy call to Tun Wan Junaidi at the Astana Negeri to formally invite him to the event. Ms. Nu said they plan to include the participation of the non-Muslim community in the procession, adding that they expect greater participation as the celebration coincides with the school holiday period.
Pernah di Kuching dulu kita dapat mengumpul sampai 13,000 orang. Tapi di Padang Merdeka. Dan insyaAllah di Mekah kita cuba kumpul sama yang boleh.
Sarawak Governor Tun Pehin Sri Dr. Wan Junaidi Tuanku Jaafar has urged ABANG Bank Berhad to expand its services and banking network across Sarawak. In response, Dr. Wan Razli Abdullah, President and CEO of ABANG Bank Group, conveyed that the Governor also emphasised the importance of continued support for small and medium enterprises (SMEs) in the region.
Tadi kita mengupdate Tun mengenai expansion plan ABANG Group. Jadi kita akan menambah jumlah cawangan di Sarawak. Kita akan tambah 8 cawangan baru di seluruh Sarawak. Yang 6 akan ada di Kuching, daerah Kuching. So total cawangan di Sarawak akan jumlah 14. Daripada 6 tambah 8 becomes 14 lah.
So the other 4 akan dekat bahagian mana?
Dekat Bintulu, Miri.
He said this after a courtesy visit to Tun Wan Junaidi at the Astana Negeri on Monday. The meeting was also attended by Toh Puan Fauziah Muhammad Sanusi, Chairman of ABANG Bank, Dato' Agil Nat, and ABANG's Treasury Representative, Nazatushima Bujang. In addition to the branch expansion, the bank will introduce mobile banking services through a mobile financial center and has extended an invitation to Tun Wan Junaidi to visit ABANG's headquarters at TRX Exchange in Kuala Lumpur next month. The road infrastructure in the regions neighbouring Indonesia's new capital, Nusantara, requires urgent major upgrades. Sarawak Deputy Premier Dato' Amar Awantengah Ali Hassan emphasised that these upgrades are crucial not only to boost tourism in these areas, but also to uphold the nation's image. He highlighted that Kapit and Lawas, being among the closest region to Nusantara, need substantial development to achieve these objectives.
Kita rasa malu dan sedih. Sebab di sebelah sana, jalan dia licin seperti pipi perempuan yang licin. Tapi sebelah kita, Benan cakap, kita jalan macam itu sejam pun mungkin patah punggung. Ini bukan sesuatu yang kita berkehendakkan. Ini melibatkan image, our country image. Dan kita percaya kalau adanya jalan raya macam ini, then that can open up for more economic activities. Tourism sector. Bukan saja memudahkan dari segi perhubungan.
He also urged the federal government to fulfill its promise to expedite the construction of the Mara Junior Science College in Lawas. He emphasized that establishing this college is crucial for providing technical training to the youth and children in rural areas. At the same time, the Sarawak government has already constructed the Santex Lawas as part of its efforts to meet the demand for quality technical training centres for the youth in rural northern Sarawak. The 9th edition of the Sarawak Hornbill Tourism Awards (SHTA) has attracted over 240 nominations across 8 major categories and 28 subcategories. Minister of Tourism, Creative Industry and Performing Arts, Dato' Sri Abdul Karim Rahman Hamzah said 72 finalists had been selected to compete for the top honour in an award ceremony that serves to recognise the outstanding tourism contributors in promoting Sarawak as a premier tourist destination.
There are 241 nominations by when the nomination was deadline closed on the 10th of May. This remarkable turnout is a testament to the resilient dedication as well as innovation within our tourism sector, particularly in this challenging time.
The awards, he added, not only highlight achievements across various sectors such as hospitality, ecotourism and cultural preservation, but also serve as a platform for inspiration towards innovation and continued excellence in the industry. The award ceremony is scheduled for September 27th at the Hikmah Exchange Event Centre. The award categories will be judged by a selection committee comprising 45 judges representing both the public and private sectors. The 8 award categories include Best Tour Operator, Best Tourist and Guide, Best Accommodation, Best Dining Experience, Best Retail and Recreation, Best Special Interest Tourism, Best Attraction, Best Promotion, and Best Social Media Contribution to the tourism industry, Best Tourism Event and Festival Experience, and the Special Hornbill Awards. All finalists of the 9 SHTA will receive a certificate of appreciation, and winners in each category will receive a cash incentive of 5,000 ringgit, a marketing incentive of 3,000 ringgit, and a trophy. The awards will be presented by the Premier of Sarawak, Dato' Petinggi Tan Sri ABANG JOHARI Tun Openg.
Sarawakian Sukma medalists will receive their winning cash incentives on September 14 in a grand appreciation ceremony to be held in recognition of their achievements. The ceremony will also be attended by the Premier of Sarawak, Dato' Petinggi Tan Sri ABANG JOHARI Tun Openg.
Yang Amat Berhormat Premier wanted the incentive, the appreciation dinner to be done as soon as possible. So I was informed last night, get ready. I told the ceremony on the 14th of September. So 14th of September will be the date, unless there's some changes from Premier Office. Lebih kurang 20 hari from now, lebih kurang ya. But it's good time for us to do the preparation. I want it to be a very grand one.
In addition, Karim explained that the distribution of incentives for team event winners will differ slightly from individual winners.
Winner in the team should not be getting less than 3,000. Kalau dia champion, kalau dia nombor 2, cannot be less than 2,000. Kalau dia nombor 3, cannot be less than 1,000. Why I would say like this? You take for example, if the team volleyball kah, they might be champion ataupun they are runner up. Runner up 5,000. 5,000 dibagi kalau dia ada 12 orang dalam satu tim plus reserve. 5,000 berapa saja? Jadi they might be getting, kalau based on 5,000 beratus saja. So government will top it up to make it to be at least 2,000.
After the successful and spectacular Malaysia Games Sukma 2024 opening ceremony, Sarawak is confident and keen to hold the 2027 SEA Games opening ceremony in Kuching. Minister of Youth, Sports and Entrepreneur Development, Dato' Sri Abdul Karim Rahman Hamzah, said the proposal has been presented to the Federal Cabinet for a decision.
Actually, my kementerian has even been asked, choose what are the sports that you want to have in Kuching. There are going to be 36 sports, 18 will be in Sarawak, but that is not final yet. We have pinpoint what are the sports that we want based on the facilities that we have, and apart from that, we would want to see, that is the request by Yang Amat Berhormat Premier, the opening ceremony must be held in Kuching.
He also mentioned that the closing ceremony of the SEA Games could be held either in Kuala Lumpur or other suitable location as determined by the Ministry of Youth and Sports. Previously, Prime Minister Dato' Sri Anwar Ibrahim announced that the government agreed to have Sarawak as a co-host for the 2027 SEA Games following the successful organisation of Sukma 2024.
Thank you for staying with us. Now, Sarawak Police has successfully seized over 105.2 kilogram of methamphetamine worth 3.36 million ringgit in Miri, in one of the biggest drug seizure in Sarawak so far this year. According to Sarawak Police Commissioner Dato' Mancha Atta, 4 individuals were also arrested in 2 special operations conducted at 2 different locations in Bandar Baru Purbijaya on Saturday.
Dalam operasi tersebut, seramai 3 lelaki tempatan berusia 32 hingga 52 tahun telah berjaya ditangkap. Di mana 2 daripada suspek lelaki tempatan berusia 32 hingga dan 36 tahun didapati mempunyai rekod kesalahan dadah dan jenayah.
A 26-year-old female foreign national was also arrested in the operation. Also seized was a vehicle valued at 39,000 ringgit. Furthermore, he said the drugs could have supplied over 525,000 addicts. On the modus operandi, Mancha said the drugs were shipped from the peninsula by sea, with Miri being used as the transit point before distribution to other areas throughout Sarawak. The suspects also used residential houses for storage before the drugs were handed over to buyers. All suspects are being remanded for 7 days from August 25th to September 1st. The case is currently being investigated under Section 39B of the Dangerous Drugs Act 1952, which carries the death penalty or life imprisonment or a maximum of 12 strokes of the cane. There is no issue for Brunei citizens purchasing subsidized diesel fuel in Sarawak. According to Minister of Domestic Trade and Cost of Living, Dato' Armizan Muhammad Ali, Bruneians are allowed to fill up their vehicle at petrol stations located more than 30 kilometers from the Malaysia-Brunei border.
Penjualan diesel adalah dilimitkan pada kadar 20 liter. Namun di luar daripada radius 30 km tidak ada larangan dari segi maksimum, dengan syarat ia perlu diisi di tangki-tangki minyak kenderaan yang berkenaan. Jadi sebenarnya tidak ada isu.
He was speaking to reporters after a meeting discussing the issues surrounding the supply of RON 97 petrol for Bruneian and Indonesian tourists in Miri on Monday. The meeting was attended by local leaders and representatives from petrol stations in Miri. Armizan clarified that there was a misunderstanding among petrol station operators regarding the government's policy on fuel sales within the 30-kilometer radius of the Malaysian-Brunei border. In addition, he said there are suggestions for the KPDN and the federal government to consider allowing Brunei vehicles to purchase RON 95 petrol. He said this was due to petrol prices in Brunei being significantly lower than in Sarawak. Thus, the issue of smuggling would not arise.
Kita akan melihat perkara ini melalui engagement lanjut dengan Kementerian Kewangan, dan kita akan memperhalusi cadangan ini dengan melihat data-data tertentu.
Recently, a convoy from Brunei experienced difficulties obtaining diesel while in state, and the matter went viral on social media. There are 31 suspected cases of MPOX or monkeypox in Malaysia as of Monday, of which 25 cases have been confirmed negative, while 6 are still being monitored. Health Minister Dato' Sri Dr. Zulkifli Ahmad said the number of MPOX cases in Malaysia remained at 9, of which the first case was reported on July 26, 2023, and the last was in November of the same year.
We have been communicating on this. I must say that we have had 9 cases. What that was last year. We have 9 cases. We have 9 cases of MPOX of the clade 2, right? And it ended almost like there is from December 2023 right up to this moment in time, we have had no new cases.
He told reporters after witnessing the signing of a Memorandum of Understanding MOU between KPJ Healthcare and MCMC on Monday. Zulkifli said The Ministry of Health has taken immediate steps following the increase in cases in neighboring countries by stepping up stringent screening at the country's entry points and the activation of 10 laboratories that conduct PCR tests for verification purposes, including 2 private laboratories, as well as a Crisis Preparedness and Response Center, CPRC.
And we are also sending regular circulars among our health facilities, both public and private, that we have got to be very alert and strengthening our border controls in surprises. Not just these 2 countries, but as well overseas coming from particular African countries.
On August 14th, the World Health Organization WHO declared MPOX as a global public health emergency of international concern.
In other development, the Ministry of Health has assured that Malaysia is not facing a crisis of human insulin shortage and said that the current supply is sufficient until the end of the year. Its Minister Dato Sri Dr. Zulkifli Ahmad added the ministry is already looking for other alternatives and is getting other suppliers as soon as possible.
I wouldn't want to believe that we would be in a crisis situation of sorts, but because we have other alternatives and we are getting the other suppliers soonest. We are okay for you know very well that if they're coming from overseas, then they've got to put in the dossiers and whatever. We'll go on a fast track on this 60 days as opposed to a few months, originally.
The minister also said that interested overseas suppliers would need to submit their dossiers to the Health Ministry and it would expedite the registration process through the National Pharmaceutical Regulatory Agency. Last week, the ministry clarified that the recent disruption in the supply of human insulin at its local facilities was caused by production issues, and to ensure uninterrupted patient treatment, it has implemented several measures, including increasing the use of analog insulin and oral therapies as determined by the clinical assessments of the treating physicians for each patient.
The Employees Provident Fund, EPF, on Monday appointed Tan Sri Muhammad Zuki Ali as its new chairman. The appointment will come into effect on September 1st, 2024. Muhammad Zuki, previously the 15th Chief Secretary to the government, will be taking over from Tan Sri Ahmad Badri Muhammad Zahir, who has held the post since May 1st, 2020. Muhammad Zuki has also served in various ministries and departments throughout his 29 years as a civil servant, including as Assistant Secretary in the Finance Ministry and Education Ministry, as well as the Minister's Special Officer in the Rural Development Ministry. The Philippines has confirmed 2 more MPOX virus infections of the milder clade 2 variety, its health ministry said on Monday. This brings the number of active cases in the country to 3. Its health minister, Teodoro Herbosa, said the ministry will continuously monitor the local transmission of MPOX clade 2 in the Philippines, especially in Manila. The newly confirmed cases were a 37-year-old male in Metro Manila who had rash on his body last week and was brought to a government hospital, and a 32-year-old male from the capital who had skin lesions on his body. Last week, the Philippines also announced it had detected a case of the MPOX virus milder variant in a 33-year-old male who had no travel history outside the Philippines. The 3 cases this year mean the Philippines has had 12 laboratory confirmed cases since July 2022. The World Health Organization earlier this month declared MPOX a global public health emergency, its highest form of alert for the second time in 2 years, because of an outbreak in the Democratic Republic of Congo that has spread to neighboring countries. A new form of the virus has triggered global concern as it seems to spread easily through routine close contact. See the world closer with TVS as we bring you the latest news updates with locally and internationally. For more headlines, anytime, anywhere, just head on to our official website at tvsarawak.my or follow us on our social media platforms. Those were the updates on TVS Nightline. I'm Handy Gui. Thank you for watching. Have a good night.